Hi friends, hi family, maybe people I don't know. It has been an intense past week and a half, not just in the world, but like literally in my own life. And this is not, this post or this video is not about me, but I recognize there's a lot going on. And I've taken time to really sit and reflect on how I'm going to speak to the things that are happening. And I feel like there's a talking point that I would like to speak about today that's a little bit deeper than the icing of the issue, the icing of the cake. The icing is, can't have cake without ice cream. Or ice, well, that and icing. But I want to speak to the things that people are saying about the change happening within you first. And that is really great advice. But what the fuck does that mean? Do I read something? Do I make a post? Do I send a text? What do I actually do? How does it start with just me? And I think it first starts with an understanding of our reality. In every single second, now. There are three things happening. If I sift down my reality, I can only sift it down to three different parts. Something that you may be familiar with, be like mind, body, soul. I want you to think these 3 points of attention that we can pay attention to in any second are the breath, the mind, and the body. We can pay attention to our intention, our thought, the physical tension and sensations in our body happening at every moment. Or, top of the pyramid, the breath. Right now, the whole world is thinking thoughts around the same issue. We are all unified in action, protesting, texting, having the tough conversations. We are all participating, or not, or choosing not to. But there's a third thing that has been hidden. They're hoping, meaning fucking 1%, I don't know, 0.5%, whatever the fuck you are. They're hoping you can't breathe. They're hoping that you hold the signs and I can't breathe, and you just keep repeating that. Because that's the third thing that's going to shift your reality from reacting. Because think about it, if I can't breathe and my mind is at a fast thought rate and my body is moving fast, everything is at a fast rate, and my breath is what actually is supposed to move things through, there's going to be pressure built within the body. And with that pressure creates a reaction. It's like chemical reaction. And that extends to my reality. And this is what we're seeing. They're playing with these three aspects of ourselves when we have the power to change them. And the breath has been hidden behind yoga for too goddamn long. Stop. It's not just spiritual. It's not just this experience where I, hyper fucking ventilate and experience God. It is the subtle whisper that's happening in every single second that is reflecting your thought and your movement. It's time we pay attention to the breath because it's screaming to be heard. What does the coronavirus focus on? Our lungs. George Floyd, the neck. There's a lot of symbolism here. He can't breathe. Yeah, of course we all can't breathe because we've been laughing about breath and yoga for so long. I taught breath to fire and policemen for 5 years, from San Diego to Pasadena. I've been in police stations, firehouses, in their living rooms, teaching them how to interact with themselves. And that's what we're doing. When you add the breath, when you take that top point and you input the same pattern, just like we input the same, stimulus here with the mind over here, and then the body is the same action, the protesting. When you input the same breathing pattern, your experience of it changes, and then it changes from a reaction to an interaction. I repeat that. When you repeat, and then it could be any pattern that's about 10 breaths or less per minute. When you repeat that pattern, it's not the pattern that changes, it's you. You change. The sensation of it changes, the feeling of it changes, the idea of it changes. Your thoughts start to go wild, like, why am I doing this? What am I doing? But like everything that was at a high speed, when you change and slow down your breath, you start to interact with your mind and your body. And in this interaction, there's just this like beautiful symmetry that happens, and this releasing and this interaction with yourself. And that's where it starts. If you're not interacting with yourself, with your mind, with your body, and paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to your actions, paying attention to your breath. Excuse me. Releasing. If you're not, then it's going to be really hard to not react to the things that are happening around us right now. If you cannot interact with your breath, with your thoughts, psychology, with your actions, the way you act to other people, or the way you move your body, the way you hold your posture, all of these things we know. I mean, I'm looking to get my PhD in kinesiology. There's a PhD in psychology. Nothing, the breath. I spent 10 years, now I'm ranting, I'll come back to the point. I spent 10 years studying the body. Not one person taught me a breathing pattern. Like, think about that. All I did was take the principles of the body and how I train and make programs and just invert it to breathing patterns. I changed the force, the speed, the volume, the tempo. That's how you create a program. These are the principal actions. There's a lunge, how many push-ups have you done in your life? How many pull-ups have you done? Have you changed the sensation of how they feel, or have you just been doing the pull-ups your entire life? That's it. And then you wonder why your back and your neck hurt. Going back to the path. How we begin to interact with ourselves, that's how it begins. And this is what people are saying. Their advice to you is it starts with you. How are you going to start to pay attention in your life to your thoughts, your actions, and your breath? If all of us were to breathe the same breath while thinking thought around the same idea and the same action, that would be powerful. So the pattern that I leave for you, because, whether you realize it or not, there's people out there that can't inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. My client was one of them 3 years ago. That's like 7 or 8 breaths per minute. Nobody really sits at that pace. We have a high thought rate, high movement rate, and high breath rate, but we can learn to interact. So if we just begin to even start with a really simple pattern of inhaling for 3, pendulum soft pause, exhale for 3, inhale for 3, 2, 1, exhale 3, 2, 1. And the pattern may seem really simple, but again, it's a whisper, and you have to kind of like let the body settle, let the mind settle, let everything settle, so that you can hear the whisper of the breath, and start to see how it like changes. The volume changes over time. The way that you inhale changes over time. The sensation of the pattern doesn't change. You change. And you start to interact with yourself. Inhale. Pause. Relax the face and shoulders. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale, blow it all out the mouth. Pause. Inhale through the nose. Relax the face and shoulders. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale softly through the nose. Notice my face and my shoulders are relaxed. Last exhale. And inhale. So I can talk about the breath all I want till I'm blue in the face. But it isn't until you sit in the experience over time that things change. And that is the same truth that's going to happen with what's happening now. We can only protest for so long that it takes everyday action to create change. And that starts with yourself. And I hope that this video today gave you an idea of how it can actually start with yourself, giving you actually some action steps to take so that it's not just this elusive, like, just breathe or just look inside. You know, it's so much more than that. So thank you for listening so far. This is my contribution, my gift to the world. I chose to be here at this time, at this age, in this moment. So bless it and show them what we got.